All right, Florida is in big trouble, ladies and gentlemen, in foreclosures in the housing market.
So, if you want a good measure of how the housing market is doing in the United States, if you want to look for one that's doing really poor, all you got to do is look very closely at Florida.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Have you heard the news? 32 cities across the country, real estate prices are falling. And in the top 12, three of the cities are in Southwest Florida.
What the heck is going on in this Florida housing market? It's crazy. Have you seen all these videos that people keep posting about the insurance going up, about, people not being able to sell their homes? Yeah, check this out. Let me know in the comments what you think's going on. If you've moved to Florida, if you've moved to Southwest Florida, if you plan on moving to North Florida, let me know what's going on up there if you live up there or if you're moving up there. Yeah, I mean, what is this? What's going on? And is this going on all over the country where you're at? Let's get to discussing this and let me know what you think.
How bad are things in Florida? From a real estate standpoint, I'll tell you how bad. Lee County, Cape Coral, and Fort Myers. It's a small county. It's a small area. How many homes do you think are for sale in Little Lee County, Florida? You probably couldn't guess if you wanted to, but believe it or not, right now, there is over 24,000 homes for sale in Lee, the most ever. There's never, ever in the history of Lee County been 24,000 homes for sale. And that tells you the dire situation that is going on, not only in Lee County, but around Florida. Because let me ask you another question. How many vacant homes do you think are in Florida right now? Vacant, no one inside. How many? 500,000? 800,000? A million. Those would all be wrong because it's double that number. There right now in Florida, there's over 2 million empty homes in Florida, and it's only getting worse.
I'm walking around a Florida home building site right now, and absolutely no one lives here. Look at all these empty homes. The last time we saw anything like this was 2007, right before the big crash. And prices in Florida, they end up going down 50%. You can see even more homes in the distance over there. Now, the cities in Florida that are going down the most right now include Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, Bradenton, Naples, Palm Bay, Port St. Lucie. Values are dropping all across the state, and they're even about to drop in Miami. And I'm just wondering how much these prices are going to drop, because Florida home buyers are priced out of the market right now. The values went up so much during the pandemic, and none of the local population here can really afford to buy a house with a mortgage, which is why you just have all of these empty home builder homes sitting unsold on the market. These houses are listed around 300, 350,000, and they're still not selling. Check this out, everyone. Even more new homes from these builders. You better watch out if you live in Florida in 2025 and you're trying to sell a house, because this market is dropping.
If you own a home in Florida and you're trying to sell it, now might be the time to put on some of those Ron DeSantis white galoshes, because you are going to be underwater for a while. If you've been on social media at all, you already know the story. Essentially, here's what's happening. Florida has a glut of houses being put on the market. The biggest inventory since '08. You remember '08, right? Wasn't great. The glut of houses on the market has pushed prices down, and it's a buyer's market right now, except nobody really wants to move to Florida right now. You got bad schools, you got high taxes, you got property that you can't insure, and you got Floridians. But beyond all that, there is one reason that I'm not seeing anywhere as to why this is happening. And if you ask me, it is the primary reason why everybody wants out of Florida and nobody wants into Florida.
This is day 107 of us trying to sell our home here in Florida, and it is not selling. I know everyone keeps telling me in the comments that it is our price, and I'm telling you guys it is not our price. We've dropped our price 3 times now. We are lower than everything else on the market. If you guys have any suggestions, what else to try?
He says, I live in West Palm Beach, the HOA, $1,000 a month, and you can't sell your unit for 200G because no one wants 1,000 plus HOA. And that is happening all over Florida right now. Literally across Florida. Sorry, but the condo market is absolutely collapsing. And it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. And you are going to see thousands and thousands and thousands of foreclosures, because now what's happening is, really, when you stop and think about it, a lot of these condos are becoming worthless because nobody wants to attach themselves to the HOA or to the insurance policy they have to take out to insure the condo.
They're just going to deliver even more homes, even more supply into this downturn, which is going to push prices down even more. And this is a mistake I see a lot of people in Florida say. I see it in the comment sections to my videos. They say, Nick, there's no downturn. I see the builders building everywhere. That means there's a boom. That was true a couple years ago, everyone, when a lot of people were moving to Florida. But now the inbound migration to Florida has dropped by 80%. So there's 80% fewer people moving to Florida today in 2025 compared to 3 years ago at the peak of the pandemic. And so when you see these builders building now, all it's going to mean is it's just even more unsold homes on the market, even more inventory on the market to push prices down into the future. And of course, one of the main reasons why people have stopped moving to Florida is because it became too expensive. The prices boomed about 50 or 60% over 3 years during the pandemic. And so now what you're seeing is these brand new homes from these builders, as cheap as $250,000 on the townhome. Some of these homes over there that are separated, detached, are more like $360,000, $370,000. These builders are now competing with the resellers who already own their homes in Florida. So say you moved down to Florida a couple years ago, right? And you bought your home from a builder, you bought your home from another seller in 2021, 2022. Well, now when you go to sell your home, is maybe you were called back to New York, maybe you work for JP Morgan, you're moving back into the office, maybe you just want to go back to friends and family in the Midwest. When you go to sell your home, you're now competing against these builders who are just cutting prices left and right. And not too far from here, folks, there's a listing that I found that the owner bought for $315,000 in 2022, 2023. They now have it on the market for $265,000. So what is that? That's around a $45,000, $50,000 loss on a home that was purchased for $315,000. I mean, this downturn in Florida, it's getting real. Sellers are starting to lose a lot of money. And I think a lot of people now in Florida do know that the downturn is happening. They know that prices are starting to drop, but they don't understand just how much they could drop into the future and just how severe some of the underlying metrics look. I mean, right now, there's 182,000 homes for sale in the state of Florida. I want you all to think about that. 182,000 homes on the resale market only, not even including the builders.
So we were wondering why this house didn't sell. I mean, you got a really nice master bathroom in here and walk-in closet and, great tile work, right? Nice fixtures, and then there's that outside of the shower, and then the door opens out. So I mean, I don't know what's going on here.
Phase 2 of Florida's housing crash in 2026 is about to begin, and many people in real estate are not prepared for this phase. However, the data I'm going to show you in this video is pretty alarming, and in some cases, sellers are already starting to take 20, 30, even 40% losses on houses. Like on this house in Central Florida, where the owner took a $140,000 loss. You can see they bought it at the peak of the pandemic in 2022 for $364,000, and it sold earlier this year for $224,000 at foreclosure auction. That's a 39% haircut, meaning that the scale of the declines we're now seeing in Florida are surging to another level. In particular, we're seeing those mortgage defaults and those foreclosures now start to increase due to the fact that values have been dropping for over a year. You can see that across Florida, home values are down 5.3% from November 2024 to November 2025. That's the biggest drop of any state in the US. And if we zoom in at the metro level, we can see values are going down in pretty much every single metro area in Florida. No area has been spared from this decline so far. And here you can see the biggest declines by county. Number one, the biggest decline for any county is Charlotte County, which is near Punta Gorda, minus 13% year over year in terms of home values. Number two is Lee County. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, down 10% year over year. Number three is Sarasota County, down 10% year over year. Number four is Pinellas County, minus 9%. Manatee County near Bradenton, minus 8%. Collier County covering Naples, minus 8%. Martin County on the southeast side of Florida, minus 6%. Palm Beach County, minus 5.7%. Mind you, folks, these are declines already in the books that have happened over the last year.
After watching everything, I'm starting to come to the conclusion that it's a little bit of everything going on here. You got insurance costs, you got people that paid too much for their homes, people that can't sell their homes, people that can't rent their homes, rent being expensive. I mean, the list just keeps going on and on. It's hard to get by on anything. We go to the store, we notice how much more expensive everything is. It's always the items that you need too that cost the most, like toilet paper, household items, anything that you can think of. It's skyrocketing in price. It's 50 to 60% more, 75% more. Let me know if you live in Florida or if you plan on moving there, if you're trying to move, sell your house or get out of there. Just let me know what's going on there, because I've seen the same thing going on here in my neighborhood. We live in Utah. There's all sorts of homes for sale and they're not selling. They also, a lot of the people that moved into those homes, they only moved into those homes about a year ago and they're already trying to sell their homes. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'll see you on the next one.